Discuss an example of the multi-objective programming. Okay, it is actually an example of dealing with an investing problem. Okay, acha. So the problem is as follows: कि an investor has $40,000 to invest. Okay, she is considering investments in savings at 7%, municipal bonds at 9%, and stocks that have been consistently averaging 14%. So that means suppose I say x1 amount in your say savings account, then she will get a profit of 0.07 into x1. Similarly, if she invests say x2 amount in municipal bonds, then the corresponding profit should be 0.09 x2, and likewise for the stock part of the investment. Okay, the 14%. Okay, if it is x3, then 0.14 x3 is the corresponding profit of this part. Achha. Because there are varying degrees of risk involved in the various investments, the investor has listed the following goals for a portfolio. So here comes the first an indication कि the investor has more than one objective to be optimized. That means more than one goal to be achieved. Okay, so what are the goals that are set here? First one is a yearly return of at least $5,000. That means a yearly profit, obviously. An investment of at least $10,000 in stocks. Okay, the investment in stocks should not exceed the combined total in bonds and savings. Okay, a liquid savings account between $5,000 and $15,000. The total investment must not exceed $40,000. Okay, so these are some of the goals for her portfolio. Okay, now in realistic situations, so it is not important to what we have to do mathematically, but even then I'm just going through it once. कि in realistic situation it may happen कि whatever goals are being set, it may happen कि obviously all the goals cannot be met simultaneously. Okay, so in that case other practical situations or other practical criteria need to be satisfied. Okay, so whatever is the thing which is given as as a problem, the main thing we focus here कि instead of having one objective function, which is a standard notion of doing the optimization problem, here there is more than one objective function. Okay, so how do we treat it mathematically? So here starts the treatment कि what they are doing कि let x denote the investment in savings, y denote the investment in bonds, and z the investment in stocks. Okay, so total she has $40,000. So this x plus y plus z should be equals to 40,000. Okay, now what are the goals? These are the goals according to the portfolio goals they have that have already been set. Okay, so this was, we said कि x was the amount invested in savings, so 0.07 into x, plus y was the amount invested in the mutual funds and whatever they have said there, so 0.09 into y, plus remaining in stocks, that means 14% was the gain from there, so 0.14 into z. Okay, so total she wants what? The first goal, if you look back, her first goal was that an yearly return of $5,000, at least $5,000. That means a yearly profit of at least $5,000. So how is the profit calculated? As I said, 0.07x plus 0.14y, sorry 0.19 not 14, 0.09y plus 0.14z. So this is your profit. Okay, so this should be at least 5,000. That means greater than equals to 5,000 is the objective function corresponding to the first goal. Okay, then is the next one, an investment of at least 10,000 in stocks. Okay, so that will give the second goal. So this is the first goal. Okay, investment in stocks. What was the corresponding investment variable? Z. So Z should be greater than equals to 10,000. This is also as one goal. Okay, next is that whatever the investment she makes in stocks, that should not be exceeding the investment in the other tools. See here that was given. Third one, the investment in stocks should not exceed the combined total in bonds and savings. So that means what? From here z less than equal to x plus y was the another goal. Okay, so this gives this one. And then the fourth one, the amount invested in savings should be between 5,000 and 15,000. So this is the goal 4. And the last one, the total, as I said, the total investment should not be exceeding what she is having. So this is x plus y plus z less than equal to 40,000. Okay. So we have seen that the investor will have to compromise one or more of her goals to find a feasible solution. Okay. Now they are discussing various situations which can arise while she wants to optimize all her goals. Okay. So suppose the investor feels she must have a return of 5,000, must invest at least 10,000 in stocks and cannot spend more than 40,000, but is willing to compromise on goals 3 and 4. Okay. So this can be one case. However, she wants to find a solution that minimizes the amounts by which these two goals fail to be met. Okay. So now two more situations are given into it. Okay. So based on these two more situations, a new way of formulating the problem is given here. Okay. Acha. So what this is saying, let G3 denote the amount by which goal 3 fails to be satisfied. Okay. So goal 3 means this, z less than equal to x plus y. This, suppose this is not holding true, that means z is greater than x plus y. Okay. And let G4 be the amount by which goal 4 fails to be met. That means again the amount invested in savings is not lying between 5,000 and 15,000. Okay. Acha. Now then the model is to minimize this G3 plus G4. That means her goal, third goal and fourth goal are not satisfied. So there is some deviation from whatever she is trying to get in goal 3 and 4. So let us just minimize the deviation. Okay, so minimize G3 plus G4 because G3 measures the deviation from goal 3 and G4 analogous deviation from the goal 4. So minimization of G3 plus G4 subject to what are the conditions? The first condition remains as it is. Okay. Second remains as it is. But third one, the goal third is not obtained or cannot be achieved. So z minus G3 less than equal to x plus y. Okay. So z initially was not less than x plus y. As I said, z is then greater than x plus y. But what then we did, or rather she imposted in her scenario. Okay, she just deducted some positive amount from it. That positive amount is denoted as G3. So z minus G3, then it becomes less than equal to x plus y. So this is the new constraint here. And similarly in goal 4 is also not achieved. Okay, so there the deviation is done on the left hand side, 5,000 minus G4. Okay, so in that case the new constraint corresponding to goal 4 turns out to be this one. Okay, and the last one remains as it is. Okay. Achha. So in this case, obviously XYZ are positive because they are denoting the amount which are invested in the three categories. Obviously they cannot be negative in that case. The last condition, this last condition is included so as to ensure the negative investments are not allowed. Quite obviously, if she has not, so suppose she is investing $45,000 but she has in her hands $40,000, that is impossible. So to indicate that this constant is given. Okay. So this is the up to this class what we are actually trying to do. We are actually trying to have a very rough idea how to formulate a multi-objective program. Okay, but how to solve it, or rather how to tackle with the various issues related to it, we are not just going to discuss here. That will be discussed as we proceed with our course. Okay, so this is an example I have just provided for the multi-objective programming. Okay, so let us stop here.